Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to Idioms Insight. I'm Jais, and today we're undertaking a huge challenge. We're going to expand your vocabulary with 50 essential phrases for everyday conversation. Think of this as your personal language booster. This isn't just about memorizing words, it's about making them a part of how you speak naturally. This is a comprehensive guide designed for you to listen to, practice, and use in a variety of situations, from a casual chat with a friend to a more formal setting. My goal here is for you to just focus on the sounds and the words, so feel free to listen to this like a podcast. I'll present each phrase, explain its common usage, give you some real-world examples, and then give you a moment to repeat it back on your own. Our goal is to make these phrases feel natural, easy to remember, and ready to use whenever you need them. So get ready to expand your vocabulary. Let's get started. Part 1. Making polite requests and offers yais. Our first 10 phrases are all about asking for things and offering help in a clear, polite way. Phrase 1, could I have? This is a common and polite way to ask for an item. It's direct but not demanding. Let's practice. Imagine you're at a cafe. You could say, could I have a glass of water, please? Now you try. Say it with me. Could I have a glass of water, please? You could also use it to ask for a document. Could I have a copy of that report? Your turn. Could I have a copy of that report? Phrase 2, may I ask? This is a very formal and respectful way to ask a question. It's perfect for professional or official settings. You might use it in a meeting. May I ask what the budget for this project is? Now you try. Repeat after me. May I ask what the budget for this project is? Or if you need a clarification from a new acquaintance. May I ask what your profession is? Give it a shot. May I ask what your profession is? Phrase 3. Would you like me to? This is a great phrase for offering help. It shows your willingness to assist without being pushy. If you see someone carrying a heavy box, you could say, would you like me to help you with that? Now say it out loud with me. Would you like me to help you with that? At a restaurant, a waiter might ask, would you like me to get you another napkin? Your turn. Would you like me to get you another napkin? Phrase 4. I was wondering if I could. This is an indirect and very polite way to ask for a favor, especially a larger one. It softens the request. You might use it to ask for an extended deadline. I was wondering if I could have a bit more time to finish the presentation. Now you give it a shot. Say, I was wondering if I could have a bit more time to finish the presentation. Phrase 5. Do you need a hand with? This is a casual and friendly way to offer help. If you see a friend struggling with a task, you could ask, do you need a hand with those bags? Repeat after me. Do you need a hand with those bags? Phrase 6. I'd be happy to. Use this phrase to show your enthusiasm for helping. It's a warm and inviting offer. A colleague asks for help with a report. You could say, I'd be happy to look over the report for you. Now you say it. I'd be happy to look over the report for you. Phrase 7. Could you spare a moment? This is a quick and polite way to get someone's attention, especially when they seem busy. If you need to talk to your manager, you can say, could you spare a moment to discuss something? Now you try. Say, could you spare a moment to discuss something? Phrase 8. Is it okay if I? This phrase is used to ask for permission to do something. You might ask to use a new piece of equipment at work. Is it okay if I use this machine? Give it a shot. Is it okay if I use this machine? Phrase 9, I'm calling to inquire about. This is a professional and clear way to state the purpose of a phone call. When you call a service provider, you can start with, I'm calling to inquire about my bill. Now you say it out loud. I'm calling to inquire about my bill. Phrase 10, I'm afraid I can't. This is a polite and direct way to decline a request. The phrase, I'm afraid, softens the refusal. A friend invites you to an event, and you have other plans. You can say, I'm afraid I can't make it to the party. Your turn. I'm afraid I can't make it to the party. Part 2, expressing opinions and agreement. Yais, the next 10 phrases are for sharing your thoughts and reacting to others. Phrase 11. In my opinion, this is a clear way to state a personal viewpoint without presenting it as a fact. When asked about a topic, you can begin your answer with, in my opinion, the new policy is a good idea. Now you try. Say, in my opinion, the new policy is a good idea. Phrase 12. It seems to me that this phrase is useful for sharing a thought that you've formed based on some evidence, but you're not completely sure. You might say, it seems to me that the problem is with the wiring. Repeat after me. It seems to me that the problem is with the wiring. Phrase 13. I agree completely. A direct and enthusiastic way to show full agreement. If someone says something you wholeheartedly believe, you can respond, I agree completely with what you said. Now you try. I agree completely with what you said. Phrase 14. I'm not sure about that. This is a polite way to express doubt or partial disagreement. If a colleague suggests a plan you have doubts about, you can say, I'm not sure about that. We might run into some problems. Your turn. I'm not sure about that. Phrase 15. I see what you mean, but this is a great phrase for acknowledging someone else's point before you introduce a counterpoint. You could say, I see what you mean about the cost, but I think the quality is worth it. Now you say it. I see what you mean, but I think the quality is worth it. Phrase 16. That's a great point. This is a simple, effective way to acknowledge that someone has made a strong, valid argument. It shows you are listening and value their contribution. If a colleague offers a suggestion you hadn't considered, you can say, that's a great point. I hadn't thought of it that way. Now you try. Say, that's a great point. I hadn't thought of it that way. Phrase 17. I have to disagree. This is a direct but not aggressive way to state your disagreement. It's firm and clear. When someone suggests something you can't support, you can say, I have to disagree. I think we should try a different approach. Now you give it a shot. Repeat after me. I have to disagree. I think we should try a different approach. Phrase 18. I think you're right. This is a straightforward way to concede a point or agree with someone's conclusion. If someone explains something and it makes perfect sense, you can respond, I think you're right. That's the best way to handle the situation. Your turn. I think you're right. That's the best way to handle the situation. Phrase 19. I'm on the same page. This is a conversational way of saying you agree or are in alignment with someone's thoughts or plans. After a discussion, you can say to a teammate, I'm on the same page. Let's move forward with this idea. Now you say it, I'm on the same page. Let's move forward with this idea. Phrase 20, I'm not convinced. This phrase expresses skepticism without being confrontational. It leaves the door open for more discussion and explanation. If a plan or argument doesn't seem sound to you, you can say, I'm not convinced. Can we go over the details one more time? Give it a shot. I'm not convinced. Can we go over the details one more time? Part 3. Seeking information and clarification. JIS. The next 10 phrases are vital for gathering information and making sure you've understood what someone has said. Phrase 21. Could you tell me more about? This is an excellent way to invite someone to elaborate on a topic without sounding demanding. When you're curious about a new project, you can ask, could you tell me more about the project's goals? Now you try it. Say, could you tell me more about the project's goals? Phrase 22. What's the best way to? This phrase is useful for getting advice on a process or task. It suggests you're looking for an efficient or effective method. If you're trying to set up a new tool, you might ask, what's the best way to get this software installed? Your turn. What's the best way to get this software installed? Phrase 23. How do you spell that? This is a fundamental phrase for getting information that can't be understood by sound alone, like a name or a street. If you're talking to someone with an unfamiliar name, you can ask, "Excuse me, how do you spell that?" Now you say it out loud. "Excuse me, how do you spell that?" Phrase 24. Can you clarify that for me? This is a polite and professional way to ask for a simpler explanation. It implies that you're trying to understand, not that the other person's explanation was bad. If a speaker uses jargon, you can ask, "Can you clarify that for me? I'm not familiar with that term." You try, say, "Can you clarify that for me?" Phrase 25. Could you repeat that, please? This is a direct and polite way to ask someone to say something again. If you missed what someone said, you can simply ask, "I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please?" Your turn. Could you repeat that, please? Phrase 26. What does mean? This is a simple, direct way to ask for a definition. It's especially useful when you hear a word you don't know. If a new term comes up in a meeting, you can ask, "What does synergy mean in this context?" Now you try. Say, "What does synergy mean?" Phrase 27. I'm not quite following. This is a polite and honest way to say you're confused. It signals that you need the person to slow down or explain things differently. When someone is speaking too quickly, you can say, "I'm not quite following. Can you walk me through that part again?" Your turn. I'm not quite following. Phrase 28. What do you recommend? This phrase is perfect for when you need advice or a suggestion from an expert. It shows you trust their opinion. At a restaurant, you could ask the waiter, "What do you recommend from the menu?" Now you say it. What do you recommend? Phrase 29. Is there anything else I need to know? This is a great concluding question after you've been given a set of instructions. It shows you are thorough and ensures you don't miss any important details. After getting directions, you can ask, "Is there anything else I need to know before I leave?" Give it a shot. Is there anything else I need to know? Phrase 30. What's the plan? A simple and direct question to understand a course of action. It's useful in both social and professional settings. You might ask a friend, "What's the plan for tonight?" Your turn. What's the plan? Part 4. Handling everyday situations. Guys, the next 10 phrases are a verbal safety net for common situations you might encounter in daily life. Phrase 31. Where do I go to check in? This is a key phrase for travel, whether you're at a hotel, an airport, or an event. At a front desk, you can ask, "Where do I go to check in for my flight?" Now you try. Say, "Where do I go to check in?" Phrase 32. I'm looking for the exit. This is a direct and clear way to find your way out of a building or a room. You can ask a store clerk, "Excuse me, I'm looking for the exit." Repeat after me, "I'm looking for the exit." Phrase 33. Is this seat taken? A simple but essential question for public places. It's a polite way to ensure you're not sitting in a reserved spot. You might ask, "Is this seat taken?" Your turn. Is this seat taken? Phrase 34. Could you tell me when we arrive at? This phrase is perfect for when you're on a bus, a train, or in a taxi and need to be alerted to your stop. You can say to the driver, "Could you tell me when we arrive at the main station?" Now you try. "Could you tell me when we arrive at the main station?" Phrase 35. I'd like to pay now. A direct and polite way to signal to a waiter or cashier that you are ready to complete your transaction. At a restaurant, you can say, "I'd like to pay now." Your turn. "I'd like to pay now." Phrase 36. Can I get a receipt? This is a simple but important question to ask after making a purchase. It ensures you have a record of the transaction. After paying, you can ask the cashier, "Can I get a receipt, please?" Now you try. Say, "Can I get a receipt, please?" Phrase 37. I seem to have lost my way. This is a polite and direct way to let someone know you need directions because you're lost. You might say to a stranger, "Excuse me, I seem to have lost my way. Could you help me find the train station?" Your turn. I seem to have lost my way. Phrase 38. Is there an entrance nearby? This is useful for when you're outside a building and can't find the door. It asks for a more general location, which is easier for a person to provide than a specific one. You can ask someone, "Is there an entrance to this building nearby?" Now you try. Say, "Is there an entrance to this building nearby?" Phrase 39. I need to make a phone call. This is a clear statement of need, which can be followed by a request for a phone or a quiet place. You could say to a family member, "I need to make a phone call. Can you tell me if there's a quiet room I can use?" Your turn. I need to make a phone call. Phrase 40. I'll be right back. This phrase is a simple way to let someone know you're leaving a room or a conversation for a brief period and will return shortly. It prevents them from worrying or wondering where you went. When you're with a friend, you can say, "I'll be right back. I just need to get something to drink." Now you say it. I'll be right back. Part 5. Expressing Feelings and Appreciation. Yais. The final 10 phrases are all about expressing your feelings and showing genuine appreciation to others. Phrase 41. I'm so happy to hear that. This is a warm and empathetic way to react to good news. It shows you're genuinely pleased for someone else. If a friend tells you they got a new job, you can respond, "I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations." Now you try. Say, "I'm so happy to hear that." Phrase 42. That's a shame. This is a gentle way to express sympathy for bad news or an unfortunate situation. It's less intense than, "I'm so sorry." When you hear about a canceled event, you can say, "Oh, that's a shame. I was looking forward to it." Your turn. That's a shame. Phrase 43. I'm so sorry for your loss. This is a standard and heartfelt phrase to offer condolences. It's used in moments of grief. You can say to a friend who has lost a loved one, "I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm here for you if you need anything." Now you try. I'm so sorry for your loss. Phrase 44. That's fantastic news. This is an enthusiastic and cheerful way to react to very positive information. If you hear about a big accomplishment, You can exclaim, "That's fantastic news. You must be so proud." Your turn. "That's fantastic news." Phrase 45. Thank you so much for your help. This is a more emphatic way to say thank you. The added words "so much" express a deeper level of gratitude. After someone has done a big favor, you can say, "Thank you so much for your help. I really couldn't have done it without you." Now you say it, "Thank you so much for your help." Phrase 46. I really appreciate you doing that. This is a specific and sincere way to thank someone. It highlights the action they took, making your gratitude feel personal and specific to them. When a friend brings you a cup of tea, you can say, "I really appreciate you doing that for me." Now you try. Say, "I really appreciate you doing that." Phrase 47. You've been a great help. This phrase is a warm and concise way to thank someone for their assistance. It's especially useful after a collaborative task or when someone has guided you. At the end of a long day of working together, you could tell a coworker, "You've been a great help today. Thank you." Your turn. You've been a great help. Phrase 48. I'm a little overwhelmed. This is a direct and honest way to express that you're feeling stressed or have too much on your plate. It can be a first step to asking for help. When a lot of things are happening at once, you might tell a friend, "I'm a little overwhelmed with all of these projects." Now you say it, "I'm a little overwhelmed." Phrase 49. I feel much better now. This phrase is a great way to let someone know that their help or presence has improved your situation. It's a positive way to close a conversation about a problem you were having. After a friend has listened to you vent, you can say, "Thanks for listening. I feel much better now." Your turn. I feel much better now. Phrase 50. I'm just so grateful. This is a heartfelt and genuine phrase to use when a simple thank you doesn't feel like enough. It's perfect for when someone has gone above and beyond for you. You might say to a family member, "I'm just so grateful for everything you've done for me." Now you try it. Say, "I'm just so grateful." And that's our verbal toolkit of 50 phrases. We've covered everything from polite requests and expressing opinions to asking for help and showing genuine appreciation. Remember, the goal is not to memorize every single word, but to practice these phrases until they feel natural. The more you use them, the more confident and articulate you'll become in any conversation. Feel free to come back to this video anytime you need a quick review or a little practice. Listening and repeating is the best way to make these phrases a permanent part of your vocabulary. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to Idioms Insight for more videos on language and communication. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like more videos like this, perhaps focusing on workplace phrases or social events. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep practicing, and I'll talk to you next time.